So, Harrowmont finally realized we're taking the city, yet he still can't be bothered to send his own men. Well, you picked the wrong side, stranger. It doesn't matter who's king, as long as there's a queen.
Surrender and I'll spare your life.
Hardly convincing when your blades are covered in my men's blood. Kill them! But leave the pretty one alive. I have plans for her.
I heard the news. Jarvia and her Carter are dead. I suppose it was unrealistic to expect them to surrender.
I offered mercy, but they chose to fight.
Would that some of the noble caste had such loyalty. I have no desire to go back on my word. But when Balin heard the news about Jarvia, he raised the stakes. He is forcing a vote in the next 2 days. By law, that prevents the Assembly from hearing any other pleas. To help with your troops, I will require your assistance one last time. Do you know anything of the Paragon Branca?
Didn't she disappear?
2 years ago, she took her entire house into the deep roads on a mad quest to uncover ancient secrets. No one's heard from her since. Were she to return and endorse someone for the throne, the Assembly would be honor-bound to accept her wishes.
Are you sure Branca would support you as king?
It's hard to say what she would do. She wasn't exactly known for her predictability. She never seemed to like being a paragon. She was devoted to her craft, never cared for politics. But one of the most brilliant minds Orzammar has seen. Branca hated Darkspawn with a passion. She would certainly be a valuable voice to support your treaty.
If it will get you the throne, I'll help find Branca.
My men traced Branca's disappearance to an ancient crossroads known as Caradin's Cross. It is many miles below where we normally venture, but I can provide a map to lead you there. Just enter the deep roads through the mines. Thank you again, and may the ancestors guide your steps.
So, you were serious before when you said you wanted to help Branca, huh? I'm Ogren. I don't know if you remember. People seem to forget me these days. Or ignore. I forget which.
You've been trying to help find Branca, right?
I have. For all the sodding good it's done me. I'm the only one who still cares about her as a person. Everyone else thinks she's just a symbol they can leave in the deep roads where she can't offend anyone. I know what Branca wanted and how she was looking. You, I assume, know whatever Harrowmont's men have dug up on where exactly she disappeared. If we pool our knowledge, we stand a chance of finding Branca. Otherwise, good sodding luck.
I don't know, will you behave yourself?
It's the deep roads. I'll kill Darkspawn. Outside of that, what difference does it make? Branca was a brilliant girl, but half the time she'd add 2 and 2 and make it 50. You want to find her, you need someone who knows how she thinks.
Sounds like a deal.
You should know that Branca was looking for the Anvil of the Void, the secret to building golems, which was lost centuries ago. The smith Caradin built it, and with it, Orzammar had 100 years of peace, while it was protected by the golems forged on the anvil. As far as anyone knows, the anvil was built in the old Orton Tig. Branca planned to start looking there, if she could ever find it. All she knew was that it was past Caradin's Cross. No one's seen that Tig for 500 years.
Harrowmont gave me a map. I can go to Caradin's Cross.
If we're going, let's get moving. Branca's not gonna sodding find herself.
What's this? A human? Did we make these tunnels tall enough for humans? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission.
Open your eyes, man! This Grey Warden is on a quest to find your paragon. Do I have to take your stinking head off?
What Ogren is trying to say is that we have permission.
Ogren could have been a Desher for House Branca. I suppose he's the next best thing in both skill and arrogance. You may pass. I'd offer more assistance, but my command post is here. All of Orzammar relies on us to hold this line.
How far is it to Carradin's Cross?
Your guess is as good as mine. No one's been there in centuries, but both Balin and Harrowmont had men looking just this week.
Are Darkspawn the only danger in these tunnels?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Deep stalkers?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Are there no dwarves past this point?
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
Legion of the Dead?
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes, or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
I should go.
Best of luck.
Carradin's Cross. I can't believe Harrowmont actually tracked this place down. This used to be one of the biggest crossroads in the old Empire. You could get anywhere from here, including Orton Tig.
So what's so important about Orton Tig?
It's the home of Carradin, the paragon who made the anvil. He was an Orton before he founded his own house, and even then, he spent most of his time in their Tig. Branka figured it was the best guess for where the anvil was located.
Do you know anything else about the anvil?
No one but Carradin ever really knew more than it had some kind of stone-blessed power. Every golem who ever ranged across the Empire was hammered on the steel of that anvil, but no one ever knew exactly how they were made. But Branka was sure she could find out.
Seen any sign of Branka yet?
Not a one. But trust me, we will once we're on the path to the old Orton Tig. She was going to Carradin's home.
Great, let's get going.
I've been waiting for someone to say that for 2 sodding years.
Well, look what we have here. A couple of Harrowmont's little lackeys. Let's show them who's king.
By the tits of my ancestors. Orton Tig. I never thought I'd see this place in the flesh. I can see Branka all over this place. She always took chips from the walls at regular intervals when she was in a new tunnel. Check their composition. If she was still here, though, she'd have sentries out by now.
What can you tell me about these ruins?
This was Carradin's home Tig. He was an Orton before he got raised to Paragon. Even stayed here when he could have had his own house. I guess he didn't want to move his people to Bunamar.
What's Bunamar?
The city of the dead. Carradin built it to honor the Legion of the Dead, but it was more like a sodding mausoleum than anything. Of course, that was all before he built the anvil. After that, he was the city's pet genius until he angered the king and fell into disfavor.
So there's a city here?
No, there was a Tig here. The Orton Tig. Bunamar is north and west of here. But that's not important. Or at least I hope it isn't. The City of the Dead is known as the Dead Trenches since the Darkspawn conquered it. Much of the Legion was destroyed when the fortress fell.
And you have no idea where this anvil is?
No one does. At the time, Orton Tig was almost part of the main city. No one bothered to mark where the anvil was stored. Now it's impossible to know if it's been moved or even destroyed. But trust me, if we find it, we find Branka.
What if Branka and everyone died?
Well, aren't you a sodding bright spot today? If everyone's dead, there'd be evidence of a major battle, wouldn't there? 300 or so dwarves don't just fade away.
Let's get going.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
There's nothing for you here. It's mine. I've claimed it.
Who are you and what are you doing down here?
You've come to take my claim. You surfaces are all alike. Thieving scoundrels. Well, I found it first.
Bah, he's a bloody scavenger. Good as sodding gone.
Be gone, you! You'll bring the Dark Ones back, you will. They'll crunch your bones.
Word has it you could only survive down here by eating the Darkspawn dead.
Really? Why would they do that?
It brings the taint, turns their brains to sewage, but it hides them from the Darkspawn.
That's disgusting. I'm not certain whether to fear or pity him.
It's my claim, not yours! Crunch your bones! Go away. This is mine. Only I gets to plunder its riches.
I just want to talk to you.
No! No talking! You leave my territory!
I'm not here to steal anything, I promise.
Pretty lady, pretty eyes, pretty hair. Smells like the steam of burning water. Blue as the deepest rock. So, the pretty lady won't take anything from Ruck? You won't take Ruck's shiny worms and pretty rocks?
I just want to talk, I won't take anything.
Oh. Ruck not mind that, maybe.
So your name is Rock?
Ruck not pretty name. Not pretty like lady. Ruck is small and ugly and twisted.
I have a few questions for you, Rock.
I will answer your questions, pretty lady. Anything you wish.
Did you find anything unusual in this camp?
Bits of things, but only bits. The crawlers took almost everything. They take things of steel and things of paper. They takes the shinies and the words.
Paper and words? That sounds like someone was taking notes. Do you think Bronca camped here?
They bring to the great nest, the nest they makes for the eggs. They puts the shinies inside, they do.
When did you arrive here?
Too long ago. I must think. 5 years? 6? Ruck no longer remembers the smells and sights of the city.
It's such a long time, you poor dear.
The pretty lady understands. She knows how Ruck feels, she does.
How did you survive here?
When the Dark Ones were here, I kept to the shadows. They don't look in the shadows, not if you're quiet. Not if you eat their flesh. Then the Dark Ones think you're one of them. They leave you alone. But now they're gone.
There's still giant spiders here, correct?
The crawlers. They used to eat the smallest Dark Ones. Now the crawlers go hungry.
I think I met your mother. Her name's Filda.
No, Filter. No mother. No warm blanket and stew and pillow and soft words. Ruck doesn't deserve good memories. No.
Your mother misses you and she asked me to find you.
She did not know. Not what I did. I was very angry and then someone was dead. And they wanted to send Ruck to the mines. If I went to the mines, she would know. Everyone would know. So I came here instead. Once you eat, once you takes in the darkness, you not miss the light so much. You know, do you not? Ruck sees. Yes, he sees the darkness inside you.
I'm a Grey Warden, it's not the same.
Grey like the stone, guardian against the darkness. Beautiful like waterfalls under the lichen.
You have to tell your mother you're alive.
No, she cannot. She remembers a boy, a little boy with bright eyes and a hammer, and she cannot see this. Swear, promise, vow you won't tell.
Would you rather think that she's dead, or you're dead?
Yes. Tell the mother Ruck is dead. He's dead, and his bones are rotting in the crawler's webs, and she should never look again.
Alright, I'll tell her you died bravely.
Pretty lady is like mother, yes. Too good, too pretty for the darkness.
Well, Grey Warden, I'll give you credit for backbone. You've dug a line through the spawn. Still no sense in your head, but you've got skill.
Tell me more about the Legion of the Dead.
We die in the eyes of our brothers so we can fight without fear. It offers redemption for the promise of the greatest sacrifice. That's all you need to know. To say more invites judgment, or worse, imitation.
Ever heard of the Anvil of the Void?
Like dusters, I've heard of respect. Never seen it. And if it exists, it wasn't meant for me. But if you're looking for paragons, you may as well look for the Anvil. And endless lyrium.
We're more concerned about the coming Blight.
Why? The other kingdoms only care when the Darkspawn march in the light. But they are always here. Always pushing. Your nightmare is my everyday. Our resolve gives you a rest between blights. A surge on the surface would give us a break. When the time comes, I'll care for a good dwarven reason. Sod the rest.
I'm leaving.
Let us know if you find any paragons. You're as likely to find a dozen as one. And Warden, watch yourself. Drunks make poor allies.